remain silent. Anything said and can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have the present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you for any questionings if you wish. All right. You good, dude?
You good, dude?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Katya. I mean, TCA8 and Katya. Hi.
Hi, good
I was
morning.
I was for sure you'd been sleeping, Ava. How are you? Long time no see. I literally can't sleep. So I have
Well,
rooked Katya into coming in here and talking to me about all of the things. Ava, I have seen you in a live stream the other day. It might have been Chroma. Tell me what you've been doing, Ava. So,
been
Katya,
roaming the streets of YouTube.
I know, out doing the things, all the things.
All the
So,
things, all the YouTube things.
so the last couple of months, if you're not able to sleep, it has been a minute. I'm not able to sleep at all.
Oh, I'm so sorry you can't sleep,
I'm not,
Ava.
I'm not really, I'm not really upset that I can't because I feel like all I've been doing. Oh, honey, I have heart failure,
Oh,
so I get you. Some days, like you can hear it in my sinuses today. I'm kind of stuffy and grouchy. But my month has been crappy. So grandma fell, and on Mother's Day, and my
oh,
brother got hit by a car on his motorcycle the day after, and my mom um, came up with a new diagnosis. Hi, Cindy. Nobody can
hey, Cindy.
sleep. Oh,
Yay, people
nobody
can't
can
sleep. Whoop,
sleep.
whoop. No, I'm joking. Not celebrating that.
AFib and stroke. My goodness, Ava. My goodness. I'm so glad you're here, Cindy. It's been so long since I've seen you guys. It's been so long. I've missed everybody so much. I'm gonna try not to get emotional at just my like shoot the shit. I haven't been live in a month. I've missed everybody so much live here.
Yeah.
But so like I said, grandma fell and then brother got hit on the motorcycle and he had surgery, like 62 stitches. And then mom was just recently diagnosed with diabetes, and of course, I have a 93-year-old grandmother who is having, the late stage. It's more of a dementia slash schizophrenic type episodes where she's seeing things that aren't there, and so it's been a really long May, and I'm praying. And then again, yesterday we had put her in a rehab. We put grandma in a rehab, and she's 86 after she fell. We got her out on Monday. She was home 36 hours, and she fell again yesterday, and has a T7 thoracic compression fracture. So she's going to go back into the rehab. You saw your heart failure specialist today. Good news, or just kind of at least even kilter? I'm sorry you guys are going through stuff too.
I'm so
Everybody's
sorry
been
about
going through
that, Ava.
stuff.
I hope you that was good news for that you had. That is important.
Too.
Hopefully.
God, yeah. He's so
I
sweet,
was
baby.
trying to eat the hit Ava.
You're so
YouTube.
sweet. Katya gifted 5 Guardians of Firelight memberships that went to Groovy Canadian Chick, Linda H, Peggy Thomas, Executive Director of Puffer Corps, and Rachel Lee and Michelle Matthews. So congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was trying to hit.
Girl, you were trying to hit Ava. Don't hit Ava. My
You know
goodness.
what I mean in a good way.
Let me play this. Katya, you're a gem. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, lovely.
I appreciate it. So, Cindy, you have a grandson. Did they get out of school for the summer?
Oh no, Cindy, I'm so sorry.
Oof, girl. My goodness. So Cindy said she lost her husband 3 years ago to a tragic motorcycle accident, hit by a drunk driver, and never been the same. I can't
Oh,
imagine you'll ever be the same.
I'm
I
so
can't
sorry,
imagine.
Cindy. That's so sad. I'm sorry. I've
It's
lost someone as well from a drunk driving incident. Um, oh my days. I'm so sorry, my friend. My heart goes out to you.
in baseball camp. Oh, grandson. Aren't we better grandparents to our kids than we were to our kids? Isn't that the way it goes?
Mm.
I think that's the way it goes. Ava is sending you hugs also.
Uh,
So tell me what's been going on. Tell me what's been going on in the world of true crime. Jill, oh Jill, it's so nice to see you.
Hey, Jill.
What is everybody doing up?
Well, it's yeah. Well,
It's
I'm
like
up because
it's
it's 8:30 in the morning for me. So
true. It is barely 2:23 in the morning for me. So I did do 5 gifted memberships from the channel because I did get to do them in May, and that went to Diamond, Dot and Doin, Joy, David Wyatt, Marley Mum, and Miss Me. Miss Me.
Ava, you need to have a look if you can, or if you know Zio, to help out to see if Ava has gifts on, because that might be one of the reasons why you're not getting any gifts, or because that YouTube. I know YouTube picks whoever gets it, but still,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just have to make sure that your gifting is on depending on what you're in.
Hey, you give one to Stephanie. Woohoo! And Saturn Cats. Nice.
924. Oh, okay, so it's not too bad for you. So I did the other 5 memberships for the month. So I'm all 10 membershiped out, but that went to Sharon. Southern Cat's got one. YouTube and Stephanie and Jackie. Cracker Jack's got one. Let's see. Making sure. Let's check that together.
Ava,
Oh,
are you
do
on
you see
these?
the little dollar sign? I was gonna say, do you see the little dollar sign in the bottom? It should give you the option to turn it on and off. I could be lying. Go ahead, Katya, while I Google that.
No, I was just gonna ask if she was on a desktop on a PC, would it be easier to do it? But yeah, you could also click on a dollar sign next to the chat.
Yeah, to enable the gifting memberships on YouTube mobile, you have to go to the live stream. If you're on iOS, you actually have to go through Safari and get into
Yeah,
YouTube. But if you're in
Android.
Android, it's just you go to the live stream, you tap the join button, and there are 3 vertical dots, and it says access gift settings, and it'll tell you whether you want to turn it off or on. No, then you probably if it's asking you to pay for one, then you have gifting on.
Yeah, exactly.
You have gifting on, so good. Yeah, the dollar sign next to chat. 924.
So she's an hour ahead of me. So not sound creepy. So she's either in like Spain, France, Germany, Belgium area, Italy area as well, because all of those kind of countries there are an hour ahead of me. Sorry, I'm not trying to be creepy, Jill. I just know too much.
I was gonna say I doubt Jill finds that creepy because Jill and I have spoken on a live before. So I don't think she finds it creepy. Let's see. I'm gonna add this to the stage while we're talking. Belgium, see? Good
See,
guess.
Belgium, aha!
Good guess.
I know my time zones in Europe. Don't ask me in America. The time zones there.
Yeah,
It's
well
still learning.
you do all of your streaming from here, so
Yeah, exactly.
so Jimmy Buffett's widow is upset and confused about 275 million estate drama. Do you guys know who Jimmy Buffett is?
I don't.
Jimmy Buffett is a singer. Jimmy Buffett was a singer. He sings that you know that Margaritaville song, Wasted Away in Margaritaville?
No.
Do you hear that? Do you hear the Roomba screaming at me? It needs to go charge. Go on then. Go back to your home. He sings Come Monday or Margaritaville, Cheeseburger in Paradise. It'll put itself up. It says it needs to charge. It'll put itself up. It's 5 o'clock
I'll probably
somewhere.
Google it.
Exactly. You'll have
Oh,
to.
is it the one that says it's 5 o'clock somewhere?
5 o'clock yeah.
Oh.
Ava, I have not been able to go live in, I think it's been 4.5 weeks, almost 5 weeks, because of all of the real life stuff happening. But my intention, as soon as Grandma is set up in her long-term facility, whichever that may be, I do plan on going live every day except for Sunday. That is the goal. The ultimate goal is to do true crime lives every day except for Sunday. Jimmy Buffett, yeah, Katya.
Oh, yes,
I
I
want to Google
know.
it, but if I do, then I'll
Paula, you know Paula from my channel. She was sharing. She shared this one the other day. Did it die?
Oh, Jimmy Buffett's been passed, I believe, for a
Oh,
minute. Yeah.
oh, you see. Oh, okay. Oops, sorry, I'm a little bit late.
No, you're fine. And like I said, I haven't streamed in a while, so I'm not too super worried about. I'm not too super worried about the monetization on this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I want to show you. We'll do it.
Oh, I want to show you. Sorry.
Okay, let's see if you can hear this. Let me know if you can hear this. You hear that?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Buffett.
I know now who he is. Yeah.
Thank you, Ava. So yeah, tourists. The way he says tourists.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know who it is, but did you know if you play 8 seconds of any songs, you're never demonetized on YouTube?
it says it should be okay, but like I said, at the same time, I'm not super worried about it. Mostly, I wanted to
Yeah.
come and say hi to everybody because I have been missing everybody so much. I've been missing everybody so much.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Cindy said,
Ava.
my
Makes you
mom is
homesick.
92 and at home with her husband. I wish she would go into assisted living. So it's been really, really hard. Basically what happened, she fell, she wanted to go home. She went into the rehab and she signed herself out and said, I'm ready to go home. And I said, you're not ready. You're going to fall when you get home. We made it through 36 hours and bam, she fell again. So yeah, we're not going to do that a second time. Now with a T7 thoracic compression fracture, she's moving up from the hip surgery that she just had up into her back now, and we're just not going to do that. We're just not going to do that. Makes you
Ava,
homesick?
thank you for that.
We've missed you. I've missed you guys so much. I've been in and out of Allegedly's lives. I've been in and out of TCA's lives. I've seen Ava in a couple of different. I don't know if it was Krama. I don't know where else you were hanging out. If it was Jay for Justice or if it was Allegedly with Brittany. I don't know. I've seen you a couple comments. Or maybe it was Crime and Shame. I'm not sure.
Oh.
You've done that with your mom? And at 92. So my other grandma's 93 and she stays with my mom and she's healthier. TCA,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah, that's me, Ava. I have my own channel, TCA8, True Crime Addict 8. I live stream every single day, following
Drop
trials and stuff.
Feel
But
free to
yeah,
drop your
that's
link.
yeah.
Oh,
You
Guilty of
sure?
Crime. Yeah, you're right. You were in the Guilty of Crime. Okay, that's probably it. I hide in the bushes there and just watch,
Where's my?
watching these places where here and there when I can. Yeah,
I'll drop my
drop your
link
link.
in chat
Definitely
one
drop your link.
second. But yeah, so I do have my own channel thing. Yeah,
You do have your own channel.
my own channel thing.
Okay, so let me go back here. I'm going to share the screen and figure out what it is that she's doing here. So yeah, he did pass. When did he pass? September 1st of 2023. So he's been passed a little minute, not too long.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, sorry, I'm late to the party. I'm apologies for
You're
that.
you're late to the parties. Okay, so she was confused about estate drama. He never would have wanted this. I'm assuming there's some issues. So there's a couple of different things. Tom Hanks is not surprised about his daughter's memoir. I want to go to the true crime stuff. There it is. Here's the crime. The crime news is what I'm looking for.
Yes.
So Jonathan Joss, is that the Jonathan Joss?
I don't think the link posted. What was happening?
What's happening? Oh, let me find out.
Sorry, me having issues. Sorry.
Aren't you a mod? Are you not a mod in here? You're not even green.
I'm not even green. Oh my days, what's going on?
Not even that, but I don't know why you're. Where's your mod thing go?
Oh no, I'm not a mod anymore. No.
You can ask any question that you want to ask in the whole world, Jill. You can ask anything you want to ask.
Sorry, trying to fix something. There you go. It's fixed.
Oh, Katya. Yay! Let me say, Katya, thank you. Welcome back to the Guardians of Firelight. That's always fun.
Yeah, it's fixed. There you go.
Find when you're going through stuff, it's easier to learn than to. Oh, yeah. I literally will put my husband hates me for this sometimes. I will literally put a right earphone in and lay on my left side and just like slip off to dreaming to whatever kind of drama live is on, just to get out of my own drama in my head. Not gonna lie.
You know, Jill, me and Zia, we did covered a little bit of that that case, the Gavin Peterson one. That one was the dad that we saw the sentence that the judge,
Yes.
sorry to say, ripped him a new one. We did cover that, and I am intending of covering more about that, because I know the brother and the mom was involved as well. It's just time, sadly, for me, because I have two jobs, YouTube and my main job, and a whole thing. But I definitely intend to cover more stuff about him. Is that the 12-year-old out of Utah?
Yes. Yes.
Gavin Peterson, the stepmom, has been sentenced. The judge will literally ripped one to the dad in sentencing, and it's a very, very sad case. But I do intend to cover a bit more. And for my part, there's so much in true crime to cover, but that is definitely a case to cover and to follow. Absolutely.
I agree. So, from what I've gathered, just in what I've saved so far, is Nicole Scott pled guilty to multiple charges. So they had
Yeah.
the first degree murder and the aggravated child abuse charge, and she was sentenced to 20 years to life for that. And then Shane pled guilty to child abuse, homicide, and related charges, and then he had a sentence of 5 years to life. And then Tyler Peterson pled guilty with a mental condition, right? And the charges for him were the reckless child abuse, homicide, and his sentence is still pending. They're doing a mental evaluation to determine what type of treatment he needs or whether he needs incarceration, apparently, from what I can tell. The brother on the 22nd of May. Yeah. So, yeah, all of that just happened. So, basically,
Yeah.
the long and the short of it was he was confined to a room without any bedding. They'd been monitoring him on surveillance cameras. Now, this is just a broad overview. To do an in-depth, I'd really need to study and get into that,
Yeah.
because I don't know enough about the case. But I know that he was monitored on the camera. They didn't give him food or water or enough to survive. He was fed a piece of bread with mustard and maybe given like the most minimal water every day. And there were text messages between the people that were taking care of him that were talking about how they were beating him and withholding food from him. It's the scariest thing. It's the scariest thing.
It is, and I agree with you, Jill, that this case reminds me of Shonda van der Ark. She did almost the same thing to the son and had to her son, and he had the other son, the oldest one, Timothy. That's his name. Thank you. That he was cooperating, and he was also arrested and sentenced for the cases. She literally testified on her trial, Shonda van Ark, and she threw up on the stand, faking it, about the pictures that she caused to her kid. It was absolutely horrible case. I remember that case, Jill. Absolutely.
Yeah, I watched the brothers' interviews and interrogations. I've definitely wanted to rewatch those now that I've gotten into true crime a little bit more. But there are so many heartbreaking cases like this that people don't even cover. They really don't.
Can I ask you a favor here?
Sure.
For Ava and for those that wants, can I drop the Discord link from my Discord? So because Ava was saying that she doesn't get notifications when I go live, and I'm gonna put a notification thing on the Discord when I go live. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Here.
Thank you. Are you doing absolutely. It? Thank you, darling. You're the best.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're absolutely
Obviously,
welcome.
I was not gonna do it without, because it's
So I'm writing this down because, like I said, the reason I wanted to come live, and apart from the fact that I missed everybody, I have been so far behind and stuff. So let's plan and let's do a deep dive over this case, because obviously it's not just because they pled guilty doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve the voice that he doesn't have anymore.
Right? Oh yeah, exactly. But I'm just reading Cindy's comment. So, today or yesterday, the Kentucky sheriff, that the Pew Pew, the judge, filed to have the charge dropped. Based on what?
He sure did.
Know?
He sure did. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Yeah, he's well, in my opinion, it's because he's psycho. But he's saying that,
yes, Cindy, Discord is free.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to pay anything for Discord. No. It is completely free.
Pull this up, Mickey Steins. Mickey Sean Steins.
Yeah, that's him. Every time I hear about that case, the song, who shot the sheriff? I keep changing the lyrics. Who shot the judge?
Who shot the judge?
Yeah, it Cindy. Yes, it's an app, or you can be on desktop or on mobile. Yes, so yeah.
Wow. So it says accused of killing the judge files a motion to dismiss the indictment.
Ooh.
Did they not have an? I guess it. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this. Let me know if you're able to hear this.
Ashley is now open in Decatur, and you're invited to our grand opening this weekend.
Are you able to hear that ad?
I can.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's because I'm on.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait a minute. Now I've got it turned down.
Yes, they can. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, let me know if you can hear it.
Attorneys for former Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins have filed a motion to dismiss his indictment.
Steins is charged with killing Letcher County Judge Kevin Mullins. Attorneys for Steins say the grand jury was not given information by the Commonwealth. Attorneys also say there was an intentional failure to record proceedings in front of the Letcher County grand jury. Steins was indicted back in November. Attorneys also filed a motion for a bond hearing. That filing says no bond has been set, but attorneys are asking for that hearing to be set once Steins completes his mental evaluation, which is set for this month.
Wow.
I missed the one.
So basically, they're trying to get him off on a technicality. Long and short of it, they want him off on a technicality. Let me see if I can find anything further.
Well, it happened to Baldwin, so.
Yeah. Let's see. Hillbilly Crime did a live on it earlier. Let me see if she pulled up anything on the actual indictment itself, or on the motion itself. I have not. So Kentucky's one of those places that you cannot get the documents.
I know.
It's been
so
very, very difficult on getting anything from that. So we're just kind of like on the information that they give us. Just files a motion and then we'll have to wait. Is that where you saw it? I don't get a chance to watch her very much. But she's grown exponentially over the last couple of months.
That's good.
Yeah, she's just grown exponentially. Let's see if Court TV said anything about it. But no, basically they're just saying that he is filing a motion based on stuff that they didn't show to the grand jury, and that's it. There's nothing
new in
nothing
terms
new.
of ish. Yeah.
Just him pulling the mess on wanting to get out of the get out of the charges. But I mean, I pretty much think that I saw the video, as did most people see the video of him actually walking in and shooting that judge several times. I think we've all seen it.
That's the basic of it, apparently Cindy's saying. So, okay. All right.
Psycho.
Huh?
Interesting. Yeah, 8 times. It was pretty dirty. I remember seeing the video and thinking how scary that must have been for the judge. But then at the same time, I did see the later video where he was picking up the phone, where Steins was picking up the phone and calling, and the phone rang to the judge's phone and, sparked whatever. I guess we won't know until the actual trial comes up. But, oh, Ava, welcome to the Discord. Wave to say hi. Welcome to the Discord. Okay, let me go back in here and see if we can figure out who this is now. Let's see. Oh, you need glasses? I don't have them on. I don't have them. I don't know where they're at. Are you drinking at 3 a.m? You're drinking this ice cream that it's called whiskey. What is it called?
Ooh,
Tennessee honey whiskey ice cream. Never heard of it.
Oh,
I think he lost
that
it due
sounds
to all the shady stuff, not just, yeah. I'm sure. I don't know. As a human being, I watch some of these cases and I want to judge real bad. Like, oh, these were really bad people. But, for the most part, on some of the things like that, I'm not sure what I would have done. You signed up. We saw you. I see you in there.
Yes, yeah. So on Discord, basically, you can talk. I'm gonna have the notifications thing. So every time that I go live, you'll get a notification from Discord saying that I went live, because YouTube doesn't send you a notification. So that's what's gonna happen, and you can chat with people there.
Oh, has Discord been naughty on not sending out notifications again?
No, YouTube hasn't been naughty. YouTube is always naughty, but yeah. Yay! Glad you're back.
Welcome back. Okay, so Jonathan Joss, a 59-year-old actor known for the voice of John Redcorn in King of the Hill, which is this guy right here, right? The guy on the right-hand side. Yeah, that's who that is. Okay, so and portraying Chief Kin. Now, don't beat me up for this. Don't come for me, Hotate, in Parks and Recreation. He was shot on June the 1st in San Antonio, and they're alleging that the shooter is the 56-year-old neighbor. His name is Sigfrido Alvarez Ceja, and he was arrested at the scene and charged with first-degree murder. It's a sad story, right? I'm just now reading a little bit of it. You had ice cream like that a few years ago, but not whiskey. It was tasty, but we don't drink at all. So I'm surprised he's my husband over here eating ice cream at 3 a.m. This is his day off. We're usually up at this hour because he works overnight. So Joss and Ceja had a documented history of like fighting with each other between January of last year and June of this year. And apparently there were over 70 calls that were related to disturbances and threats and mental health concerns between the two guys. In June 2024, Ceja accused Joss Joss of threatening him with a crossbow and using racial slurs, leading to detainment for criminal mischief.
Oh, wow.
Tizzy Zent. No, who is Tizzy Zent? Is this something I need to Google? Tizzy Zent. Is that a TikToker? That's what's coming up on my Google.
Do not know. I do not speak English.
Tizzy Ant. Okay, yeah, I see him on TikTok. Tell me about them. Oh, they also have a YouTube channel. Yep, you're right. The guy from That Place. Did he do a little video? Looking to see a video. Let me know if you find a little video on it. He's got a lot of them, but I can't tell which is which. Okay, take your time. We'll be right here, Ava. We're just hanging out today.
All right, no worries. Yeah.
Yep, no
See you
pressure at
soon.
all. Let's see, that was 2 months ago, 1 month ago, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Lake Forest, California. That's not it. Nashville, Tennessee. That's not it. Yeah, I don't see one about this one though. What? This was published on June the 4th, so I may be missing it, or it may not be out. Oh, I do see a short. I see a short. Let's look at that one. I do see a short.
So this is Jonathan Joss. He's an actor. You may recognize him as playing the chief on Parks and Rec. He also used to do the voice of John Redcorn on King of the Hill. In addition to those things, Jonathan Joss was a proudly out gay man, married to a husband. And he tragically was recently shot and killed outside of his home in San Antonio. The shooter was a neighbor of his, allegedly this man, and that came at the end of a dispute between them. And while many people started immediately asking, is this a hate crime? Did this happen because he is gay? San Antonio Police Department says no. Despite online claims of this being a hate crime, currently the investigation has found no evidence to indicate that Mr. Joss' murder was related to his sexual orientation, which is...
So I'm going to pause here for fair use, of course. So do we think... Cindy, are you from what you've seen? Do you think that it is indeed actually probably a hate crime? From what you've seen, they said his home was destroyed by a fire that took the lives of the 3 of his dogs, and he suspected that fire was an act of arson that was motivated by homophobia, but it was not substantiated by authorities. You think so? That's awful. So on the day of the shooting, I keep saying Josh. Smack my hand. Smack it. It's fine. Do it.
I'll smack it.
Joss and his husband, Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, were returning to their former residence to check the mail. And apparently when they got there, they discovered that a skull and a harness of one of their deceased dogs was found, and it was causing them some sort of an emotional distress. And according to Kern de Gonzalez, which is the husband, Ceja came up to them, shouted homophobic slurs, and then shot Joss at close range, and stated that Joss shielded him from the gunfire, saving his life.
Oh, wow.
Sad.
Which is really weird, because on that fateful evening, there were only 3 people there. Jonathan Joss, the man who shot him, and his husband. And his husband has spoken very loudly about what happened. First of all, there's some background and context you should know, like the fact that for years they received threats from people who lived around them. Threats because of their sexuality, and people would say things to them like, we're going to set your house on fire. And then guess what? Their house was set on fire and burned down. And police reports have confirmed that they were called out to the home multiple times based on claims of harassment. Now, because...
So they've been out there. So apparently it's like sparked outrage in the LGBTQ plus community and also the Native American communities around. They're saying that the advocacy groups are criticizing San Antonio Police Department and the way that they're handling the case, and they're demanding a more thorough investigation into the fact that this could possibly have been a hate crime.
Yeah, I think I've heard about that one. Yes.
This is crazy. Cindy, this is a good one to bring up. Thank you.
Because their home had been burned down, they weren't living there at the time. They went back there to check their mail. When they arrived, he says that they discovered the skull and harness of one of their dogs that had presumably perished in the fire,
Right.
strategically placed in plain view near the mailbox, as if someone had found it and put it there, and that was understandably upsetting to them. They responded to that in a visceral way. They began wailing. At which point, while we were doing this, a man approached us. He started yelling violent homophobic slurs at us. He then raised a gun from his lap and fired. Jonathan and I had no weapons. We are not threatening anyone. We were grieving. We were standing side by side when the man fired. Jonathan pushed me out of the way. He saved my life. Now, police have arrested this man and are charging him with murder, but they're saying there's no indication there's a hate crime.
Okay, so as far as what we know, welcome back, Ava. Of course, we missed you.
Welcome back, Ava.
So far from what we know so far, they're not charging it. They're charging him with murder, but they're not necessarily charging him with a hate crime. Now, I don't know. I'm going to look it up. Do we know if the hate crime will add to, if they do indeed find out that it is a hate crime, does it add to the charges on top of the murder charges, or will it be separate charges?
I think the severity of the charges will increase.
He helps find people who do stuff, like for advocacy purposes, you mean? Okay, I figured it does. I know that hate crimes itself have their own repercussions, but as far as hate crimes, when it comes to the adding murder to that, I'm sure that there's a word for it. I'm sure that there's a charge for it specifically.
A whole pattern of times of calls, not to mention in the moment, him using slurs alleged by the one witness you have, that doesn't indicate that a hate crime was involved here? Just going after the guy for committing murder and not acknowledging the hate that drove that is dangerous. It is a way that this person's death will have no meaning and have no justice if he was killed in part, even if it was just in part, but in part because of who he loves and how he lived. That is a hate crime. Do the right thing. So,
Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a whole bunch. Oh.
No worries, Ava. It's you can always watch it at any times, and don't blame me. Sometimes I'm not a morning person anymore, so I'm glad that court is on the afternoon time for me. Absolutely, my friend. No worries. You can always leave a comment. I'll always try to get back. I have a couple that I need to reply today, but absolutely, my friend. No, do not worry.
Okay, so it looks like if a hate crime enhancement is going to be added to the murder charge, there's a couple of things that change. So in most states under federal law, the hate crimes increase the penalties for the conviction. If a crime was punishable by 20 years to life, a hate crime enhancement may eliminate the parole eligibility or change it to mandated life without parole. Are you going to bed, Ava? Good night if you're going to bed. He does seem very passionate. I've never seen him before, but I did follow and like. In some jurisdictions, the hate crime enhancement can also raise it from a first degree to a second. Raise a second degree murder charge to a first degree if bias motivation is proved. And then, of course, to add a hate crime enhancement, it says that the prosecutors have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the crime was motivated by bias based on either his race, his religion, sexual orientation. In this case, would be homosexuality, right?
Yeah.
And so that requires explicit language, prior threats, manifestos, testimony showing that the accused biased or intent. So the house fire, the animals, the things, people that are out, knowing that he's done these things in the past could probably qualify that for the enhancement. And then without clear evidence, like the slurs or social media postings, any kind of affiliations, it would be difficult to sustain It's
Mm.
crazy. The Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act is what causes this to be. What does it say? Can bring separate. Federal charges. The Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crime Prevention Act can move it from a state case to a federal case,
Oh
or
wow.
they can do a dual prosecution, state murder and federal hate crime.
Yeah, be like, for example, Luigi Mangione, that is both in federal and civil.
Right.
Not civil. Yeah, state and federal. Sorry, my apologies, not civil.
No,
Well,
you're
probably
fine.
it's on civil too, but
Yeah, well, some of the advocacy group stuff like that probably could bring across. Adding a hate crime charge brings obviously the broader social aspect of it, right? The public scrutiny and media
yeah,
attention and victim support protections. Like it can absolutely change laws. Wow, that's
and
crazy.
as well, the charges that he can face go absolutely crazier than what he's facing now.
Yeah,
Go higher, yeah.
that's intense. That's intense. Thank you for bringing that up. I know we saw it on people, but it always helps me when I have somebody besides myself up here to tell me about myself, to tell me about what's going on. It does look like they have a couple of advocacy groups already reaching out about this. Where is it at? Right here. So it looks like up here it's saying that some of the leaders are telling San Antonio Police Department to get it together.
So yeah.
I didn't watch either Parks and Recreation or King of the Hill. If I'm going to be honest with you, I've never seen either one of those shows. Can you believe that?
I've never seen it. I've never seen it either. No.
I have not. Share this tab instead. Okay, let's see what else happened.
What else happened? How long do you have?
No, I know. Let's see what's next here. There was that. Accused of throwing a oh my God. Accused of throwing a crying toddler to his death with family nearby and then saying something haunting. An autopsy revealed a skull fracture in the back of the boy's head consistent with blunt force trauma. Oh my gosh. Zachary Williams, 27, allegedly threw his 1-year-old stepson during a tantrum over nap time, causing a fatal skull fracture. Court documents say Williams claimed the child refused to sleep and later told police it was all his fault. Of course. The child was pronounced dead an hour after being found unresponsive. William is charged with murder and held without bond.
Sorry. This is why I don't like news. Sorry. I was just got a notification on my phone from a news source in England. Say all UK residents urged to shelter because of bomb threats. That's the title. Yeah, that's the title of it, right? I go into the article to see what's going on, what do I have to do, and it's just someone, a military person, saying what to do in case of.
In case you need to shelter in place.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing is happening, but I'm like, what is going on? What like?
So it had like a little clickbaity title.
Yeah,
is what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. Cindy is absolutely right. There's no opinion there on I mean, I'm completely with you. How many sick people there are. And we used to say, oh, it wasn't like this back in the day because we didn't have cell phones. We didn't know this was going on. I think this is sort of an evolution of man a little bit. I think we have evolved into being more deranged than we were 20, 30 years ago.
And it's an evolution of media. Like, for example, because the fact that there is so much media outlets and so many people talking about, you can find about anything at any time of the day and very easily, not like 50 years, 30 years ago. Even for example, cases these days are more resolved more based on video evidence, GPS evidence, than rather than DNA and fingertips and all of that, because the world has changed, the internet has changed. Now, you can literally, the case that I'm following on my channel, we have had more more video evidence than DNA evidence. Because if if this case would have happened 30 years ago, because of the lack of DNA that there is, they would not prove this case. But
Yeah.
because there is cameras everywhere, like ring bells, doorbells, cameras in posts, traffic cameras, all of that stuff, this guy's gonna go down because
Then they
of
know.
that,
Yeah, that makes
and
sense
because
to
of the
me.
GPS tracking. So internet technology has changed everything, and that's why probably I think that we know more about these cases now than before because of that. But
And
that's
if I'm
just my opinion.
not mistaken, was it the area, not your particular area where you live, but in the UK and England was the first to really do it big on CCTV to begin with,
Yes. Oh
and
yeah,
the ring
especially
cams.
in London. Yes, London is a massive hub for CCTV cameras. They have a massive building that is just to monitor all the CCTV cameras around that area of London, not the entire country, of the
That's crazy.
metropolitan area of London. And yes, London, and then I think New York followed the example, and now it's just spreading worldwide. And it's just because otherwise criminals get smarter, sadly, and they think, oh, I cover my fingertips, my DNA, I won't get caught. They forget about the digital evidence, and that
Right.
is a heavy burden right now on cases. The cases that I'm following, 100%, 99.9%, it's digital evidence that got them, not DNA. Because if it was DNA and fingertips, this guy would have walked out because of what he did.
And this is the Maxwell Anderson, is that his
trial.
name?
Yeah.
Maxwell Anderson trial. Yeah, that's insane. That's intense. So this one
So yeah.
happened. This guy right here, this beautiful face that we're looking at here, this happened on May 25th. This is from West Virginia. He's 27 years old. His name is Zachary Williams. He was arrested and charged with the first-degree murder and the child abuse, which resulted in the death of the 17-month-old stepson. Emergency responders were called to the family's home after reports that the child had stopped breathing, and despite an hour of CPR, the toddler was pronounced dead at the scene. So initially, Williams told the authorities that the child was limp while he was bouncing him. He went limp while he was bouncing him, right? And after an autopsy, it revealed that he had a skull fracture consistent with blunt force trauma. Williams said, he admitted to throwing the child head first into a bed frame because the toddler was crying uncontrollably. He reportedly stated it was all his fault. Williams is currently being held without bond at Central Regional Jail with a preliminary hearing scheduled for later this month. That is deplorable and disgusting in every way that you can think of. I'm going to put this in the chat. If you suspect child abuse, contact the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4-A-CHILD. You can also go to childhelp.org. All the calls are toll-free. They're all confidential. The hotline is available 24/7, and they're also available in 170 languages. So please reach out. We can make a difference. There are a lot of people who say, I can't do anything about it. It's not my child, not my business, how they're being disciplined. It's absolutely incorrect information. There are things that we can do if we see things. The reason that they have CPS and Department of Protective Services for some of these kids is because you can call in and be an anonymous person and help them. You don't know what they're going what they're going through behind closed doors. So where was the mom? Where was the
Yeah.
mom? Where was the mom? Ugh. So I don't know anything about this person. I think I'm going to skip this one. It looks
Yeah.
like
I mean,
it looks like a scary mobster. I'll click on
you
it.
could
What is
always
this?
talk a little bit about Maxwell Anderson if you want, or just see
Who?
what Maxwell Anderson, that dude.
Oh,
The
I
crazy
do want to.
dum-dum.
I do want to. I'm just going down through these. I want to go down through these because I'm so far behind. Child help is not. No. No. If you suspect child abuse, you can contact Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline. Childhelp.org. I don't. That's what it said right here. Let me see. Make sure I'm not lying to you. Make sure I didn't read it wrong. Right here. Are they wrong? Let me see. The national organization dedicated to eradicating child abuse and neglect. It looks like you can get help if you need it from here. The programs are prevention education, child abuse hotline. So it looks like they have a window to it.
Sorry, I was muted.
Why are you muted? Don't mute. Child help exists to meet the physical, emotional, educational, and spiritual needs of abused, neglected, and at-risk children. Yeah, it looks like it's a resource. They could definitely get you in touch with the right person.
Mm.
They aim not only to address the immediate consequences of child abuse, but also to create a foundation for long-term healing and prevention. So they have, okay, so they can do both. Happen, we just don't have access to hearing about it because no, yeah, that's true. You were a social worker in your past life? I use this resource also for my own profit for parents to get help. Oh, very good. Very good. It would definitely be, I think what they're using that is just kind of like a lifeline to a starting point. A starting point.
Mm.
Each state has their, yeah. Well, regardless of if you need a starting point, I guess you could call there and they could direct you to your state's numbers if you needed to, I suppose.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna guess that this is that Cassie? Isn't that from the Diddy trial?
Yeah, Cassidy is from the Diddy. She had a kid.
I do agree with that. The internet definitely does help feed the sick BS. That's amazing. Cindy, thank you for your service.
I know, it's, yeah, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Okay, so I do see one. I want to go through the rest of them. Of course, I want to go through the rest of them. I do see one that I definitely plan on doing a long live on. I know that I've seen many of the people going live today on the Travis Decker and the 3 babies that he murdered. I definitely will be doing a live exclusively on this case. And I did see that allegedly did that today, so I may go over some of the stuff that she went over in some of the documents. But I've managed to get a few other things and the Ring doorbell camera and the tattoos that he has and stuff like that. So I definitely want to go over this. I'm hoping they find him before I get a chance to do that. If I'm honest with you, I really hope they
Definitely.
just find him. All right. He promised to show his 2-year-old daughter Christmas lights. Instead, he set her on fire. Now he's dead in prison. Sean Ryan Grell, 50, died on April 19th at a Tucson facility, according to the Arizona Department of Corrections, Rehabilitation, and Reentry. I appreciate that, Cindy. Each state has their own abuse hotline to report child abuse. If anybody needs any of those numbers, either let me or Cindy know, and we will definitely look those up for you if you guys need to get any of those numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. That poor baby. Look at her eyes. She's just the cutest little thing. When was this? Okay, he was convicted of dousing his 2-year-old daughter with gasoline and setting her on fire. His cause of death has yet to be reported. An Arizona man who was serving a life sentence for pouring gasoline on his 2-year-old daughter and setting her on fire has died in prison. When was he accused of that? Okay. Grell picked up his daughter, Kristen Salem, from her daycare in December of 1999. Where he was going to take her to see Christmas lights and did that instead. So apparently he's been taken out in prison. That baby looks like him, doesn't she? Like the big
Yes.
eyes. Not
Yeah,
not
he
the
looks
not the
creepy though.
evil part, but it does look like him.
Yeah, he looks evil and looks like a creepy dude.
So parents that are stressed out that might possibly be causing child abuse, you mean? And they're trying to teach them how to do better or how to do parenting better. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
morning,
Good
everyone.
morning. I hope you have a good sleep and you have a good rest, that you are able to rest, Ava.
Yeah, do those things. Do all of those things to make yourself feel better. Let's see. Your non-parent is my nonprofit is called Parent to Parent Group. Oh,
Oh, need to check that out. Parent to parent. Are you checking?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Is it in Texas or is it Parent to Parent USA?
Mm-hmm.
Parent to Parent Group Inc. I should pay attention to what she said. Parent to Parent Group Inc. You'll have to tell me if this is the right one. This one? Good night. Good night, Ava.
Ava. Good night. Night night.
Is this you, Cindy?
Is this you I've been looking for?
Am I doxing you out? Am I doxing you out, Cindy?
I think Cindy is. I don't know.
Let's do this instead. Maybe she'll
Yeah, she will.
tell me in a minute. Like, I'm not trying to dox you out. I was just trying to look up your resources. Aim to increase parental or parent involvement in homeschool and in the community. 100% volunteer run through programs such as Toddler Time, Weens and Teens, and Parent Cafe groups. I love this.
There's a special place in. Oh,
And
yes,
hell,
I agree.
amen.
Amen. And it's like I was saying, if this dad, the Washington girls, gets caught, he's gonna not do very well in prison.
And
Might
this
not
is
even see trial.
Maxwell Anderson. Let me see if they have any of that going on down here. Oh, look at all of this stuff. We've got so much to talk about.
We would be here for the rest of the day just talking
Yeah,
about the true crime
I
roundup.
know.
And of course, we have to talk about Lori Daybell. We cannot miss her.
Yes. I don't want to miss that one. I know her trial starts tomorrow, right?
Well, today,
Or
Thursday.
yeah, you're right. Later today
starts.
So
I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can on my channel while we are on break from the Maxwell Anderson, and I'm gonna try to do daily recaps on that case as well.
oh my goodness,
Because I'm gonna be honest. I'm only interested in Daybell, because of her spiciness and everything. She's done. She's gonna go out with a bang. She is gonna go out with a bang, and she's already been going, been doing crazy stuff. So she doesn't care. She has nothing to lose. So
right.
she's gonna go out with a bang, and her part is gonna be spiciness. Her crosses, her whatevers are gonna be spiciness, and that's excuse me. That's what the part that I want to see the trial. The other part, it's gonna be like a standard trial, question and answering and setting the scene and everything. But the spiciness is what I want.
The spiciness.
Give me all the spiciness.
Cindy, you're an angel. You're an angel doing that. That's just the work. That's the work. Angels do those kind of things.
Indeed.
You're an angel. So as of June 5th, which is today, Lori Daybell is standing trial in Maricopa County, Arizona, facing the charge of conspiracy to commit the attempted murder of her former nephew-in-law, Brandon Bordeaux.
Brandon
And
Bordeaux.
I did a little live on the on this and the lead into this case coming up, but it's part of a broader series of criminal proceedings. It's like she could have her own little documentary series. Yay!
Yeah. Oh wow, that's so cool. Oh, thank you very much, Jill. Oh, I appreciate that so much.
I saved it. I saved it so I could look over your whole website, Cindy. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you, Jill.
That form of service is like it's never it's not always forgiving. It's hard for people to do that type of work, you know. It really is. It takes an angel to do it.
Can only imagine. Yes, absolutely.
So the current trial is going to center around the incident from October 2019, and that's when Brandon Bordeaux was shot outside of his home in Gilbert, Arizona. He survived the attempt, obviously, and prosecutors are alleging that Vallow Daybell, whatever, conspired with her late brother Alex to carry out the shooting. The jury selection concluded yesterday, and then opening statements are scheduled to begin today. So she's representing herself again in this trial, obviously, as she has done in her previous trials. And earlier this week, she was delayed because, well, she was reported to have been feeling ill. And this is after the spicy question that she asked the judge to recuse himself. So let's watch this short from East Idaho News.
I'd have to ask that you would recuse yourself from the obvious personal bias that you have against me.
And what personal bias is that?
Obviously, the personal bias that you're showing right now and that you've shown on the FTR several times during the trial.
I don't have any personal bias, all right? I've over-accommodated you on
everything.
When you have to disclose things. In fact, your expert should be summarily precluded today, and I haven't done that.
You denied every single one of my motions since...
I do think she was intentionally trying to eat her mic. What do you think?
I think she was hungry. I don't think they fed her properly in jail.
That's why she feels bad. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
For a year and a half that I've been here, every single one of my motions has been denied. And have any of those motions not had merit? You've denied every single motion.
No, he hasn't.
I think I was here this morning about 15 minutes ago when I granted your motion to meet with your attorneys over lunch.
Boom.
I have granted other motions of yours. Okay?
That's the first motion that you've ever granted.
Well,
in my behalf.
file motions that have a legal basis, and I might grant them.
Oh,
yes,
bam.
Because
mic
why? Guess what, Lori? You're not a lawyer, so you don't know what you're doing. So you cannot grant a motion that is an absolutely ridiculousness.
So she did this mess, and then she went to the other judge that said basically, no, I don't find that he has any bias and he's not going to be recused from the case. So let's carry on, right? So she shows up in court in a wheelchair and citing symptoms of headaches, nausea, chills, fever, and vomiting. However, the medical evaluation that the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office did found no clinical reason to postpone, so the judge ordered the trial to proceed.
And she throws a tantrum in court.
Right, and so this current trial is expected to last another couple of weeks, just like the other one did. And I don't know. Last time I feel like she gave up, like in the middle of it. She was just like, I'm done. I know I'm not going to win this one, so let's move on. I don't know if we're going to get
this one is going to be a circus show.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. No one is listening to me. This one is going to be a circus show. She's going to go off many times.
Because this is it, right? She doesn't have anything else that she needs to...
This is her final show. It's the final curtain.
The final countdown.
You need to bring the jurors in to tell them
something. So can we have Ms. Daybell sit in a regular chair and bring the wheelchair out into the hallway?
I don't think that I can even sit here. I need to go lay down. Last time you said it was going to be 15 minutes, it was an hour and a half where I was sitting here trying not to throw up on TV in front of the jurors. I don't know about you rescheduling this for Wednesday. It puts a lot of pressure on me to be better and ready for Wednesday, and if I'm not, I don't like to disappoint people. I don't like putting people out of their way.
Oh my
We
gosh, I
should
did not
have
mean
a
to. I didn't mean to
violin.
do that.
I think I do.
She didn't
We should
mean
have had
to
a
disappoint
violin.
people. The violin.
We should have had a violin in the background. Just it's so sad, adult Lori.
Oh
You don't
my
want to
gosh.
disappoint people. Excuse me. You
I
all
can't
you
get
do
past
is
the killing of the children. I can't get past the children. That's every time I see her, when I look in her face, I see her children. Well, I just can't get past that ever.
Mm.
No wheelchair today.
No, but
Look
she
at
was
her hunched
up,
over
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
She does look like hell.
Make the parties do their opening statements or
I
not,
think
but that
she's
remains to be
playing
seen
up.
today.
She's pretending she's
The
acting
court
up.
finds that the court has not been provided any objective medical information of why the defendant can't proceed today. Although the defendant expressed that she has a headache and is not able to proceed, she was.
Well, the judge wasn't asking for relations. Pick your head up, girl. You did all your mess. Pick your head up.
Yeah.
For real.
I'm telling you,
For
she's gonna go out with a
real.
bang.
That's crazy. So they've been between Lori and Chad. This has been going on for years. So they have an association, obviously, with the extreme religious beliefs and apocalyptic prophecies, and they believed that they were chosen to survive the apocalypse, and that certain individuals, including Vallow Daybell's children, were obviously possessed by evil spirits, and that's where a lot of this stuff started. Chad was convicted on in May of 2024 for his role in the deaths of Tylee, JJ, and Tammy, which was his wife, and he was subsequently sentenced to death. And then the current trial in Arizona, that is expected to last several weeks, has a schedule to conclude no later than June 23rd.
So June 23rd, that's gonna be okay.
That's what they're saying on that one.
Because I'm just having an idea.
You're having an idea?
I'm having an idea.
All right, well, then let's talk about Maxwell Anderson, and then we'll wrap it up for the morning.
Okie dokie. Artichoke. She is, Cindy. She's the trip. But it's a fun trip, but it's going to be her last trip. Oh, Ruby Frankie, that girl, man.
You wonder what she's doing behind bars? Do you have any wonder of what she's doing?
Apparently, she's doing yoga. One of the things she's doing is yoga.
How is she reacting with other people behind there?
Well, she's on the picture that got leaked out of prison. She looks fine. She looks okay. She's not blonde anymore, because apparently she's not a natural blonde. So she is brunette, and she looks kind of well actually. On that picture, she did. So
that's interesting. So okay, so Maxwell Anderson, 34-year-old Milwaukee resident, is currently on trial for the alleged murder and dismemberment of 19-year-old college student Sade Robinson.
Yep.
The case has got a lot of attention due to a lot of the disturbing details and the extensive evidence that they're presenting, right?
Yes.
So tell me about some of the evidence that they're showing.
Well, they have, because Sade, what we believe is that she left somehow her phone on the trunk of her car, right? When she was getting dropped off in all these places that he was going, he went all around town dropping off body parts, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she was smart enough that I think beforehand, or he was dumb enough that she had the phone in her pocket. He put all the clothes in the trunk, and her phone was on all the time. So he tracked every single stop, every single thing, um, every single thing that he did, where you go, what time, and then what the police
Wow.
did was they went through all of that evidence and grabbed as many videos as they possibly could and more, and they are showing every single video of her car passing by
Oh
throughout
my
the area
gosh.
of him, and then there is a video that we saw that we believe it's him in the woods disposing of the body parts.
And I'm going to
And
show that short before we leave. So Jill doesn't think that this was his first time.
and Jill, I agree with you. I've said that many times in chat. I think she was the first one that he got caught from. And I
So
absolutely agree with you.
the start of it is, so on April 1st or April Fool's Day of 2024, right? Anderson
Yeah.
and Robinson, they were scheduled to go on a date, and they
Yes.
were going to Duke's on Water in Milwaukee. Duke's
Yeah.
on Water. Robinson was last seen alive that evening, and the following day, her car was found burned out, right? On
Yes,
30th and
exactly. And
Lisbon. Yeah.
yes, that's it.
So
That's a lower area of Milwaukee. Yes. Yeah.
and they were saying that, like you said, he dismembered her remains, and they were found in various locations, Warnemont Park and as far south as Waukegan, Illinois. So Anderson was arrested 3 days later on April the 4th, and it was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, hiding a corpse, and arson of property other than a building. That's crazy.
Yes.
So he pled not guilty to all the charges.
Yes.
That's freaking crazy.
And there is a video image of him in a bus stop with a large backpack that he can barely stand up because of the heaviness of that backpack. That, excuse me, trigger warning, it's believed that her head is inside of it.
Oh my heavens. That's crazy. There was another
And
girl
that
missing from
has
the
never been
same
found. Yeah.
the same
Pizza
place where she
place.
worked.
She used to work
Oh.
at Pizza Shuttle.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Wow.
This
So
case is yeah.
they're doing surveillance footage tracking her car in the morning
Yes.
hours of April the 2nd. It looks like it said it was seen leaving Anderson's residence, traveling through
Yep.
different parts of Milwaukee, including passing by her own apartment without stopping. And the car
Yeah,
was
but he did
later.
not know where she lived. So yes, yeah. He passes
Wow.
by her apartment. It's found, yeah. But he never stops. So
It says
that
notably
the
the
car.
windows of the car were fogged in a lot of the
Yes.
videos.
In a
Gotcha.
lot of the videos, the car, because apparently that's the thing with on the Civics. That's the car that she had on the Civic in 2020. And Stephanie was saying, one of my chatters in my channel, she was saying that that happens a lot in Hondas, and it's also believed that he didn't not know how to operate the the thingy, the air. Yes, her crown is still missing.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. So the
I
defense
I
team
think
is
he has it
challenging the
till.
prosecution's evidence, saying that they have a lack of direct forensic evidence linking him to the actual murder. And they're saying that there's no DNA or blood from Robinson found on all of the knives recovered from his house. That the neighbor testified that even though there was previous noise complaints, that he didn't hear anything on that particular night. What does
Yeah,
that have to do
be,
with anything?
because it's believed that he did not unalive her at home. I believe that he did it either in the backyard, because there was some footage that we saw the other day that are very suspicious of him in the backyard doing something, and
Suspicious
then
shit.
got and then he got rid of her in the woods, or he might have dismembered her in the
Wow.
woods as well,
So as of
or yeah,
today,
on a beach, Jill. Yes, yeah, woods, beach, lake. Yeah,
jeez. So as of today, the trial's still going, and the
yeah,
prosecution's still presenting, and
yeah,
they've included testimony from the detectives, the forensic experts, the FBI agents, and they're expected to call
yeah.
additional witnesses before the defense presents their case.
So we have had 71 witnesses so far in the course of the 6
Wow.
days of the trial. We've had at least good amount of 30 different detectives testifying. We literally had 2 days so far, full days of testimony of just detectives testifying. We have already had the DME testify.
Were
We
you
had
expecting it to be this long of a trial?
Yes, it is expected to be around 2 weeks, but they are going fast. The prosecution said yesterday they had about 10 more witnesses to go, which includes an informant. So this guy, apparently Maxwell Anderson, apparently told a friend what he was gonna about to do, what he was planning to do, because this was planned. So he told Maxwell what he was gonna do, and this person is gonna testify. It's believed that it's gonna be today, Thursday, that guy is gonna testify. We've been waiting for him since the trial has begun.
Is he going to testify on his own behalf?
Not sure, but I don't
You're not
think
sure.
so.
You think he
Yeah.
also had all the weapons and clothes he wore in that? Wow.
Definitely. He thought he was smart, and that's what I was saying. Because if he wasn't for all the video evidence that we have, and for all the connection of the dots that they have showed, them at the bar, them together, them driving around together, and then all of a sudden, she disappears. There's no more movement on her phone in terms of message or anything. From all of a sudden, she doesn't go back home, and all of that craziness. They are literally connecting the dots. We are playing connecting the dots on trial to see what he did, where was he. Has a lot of videos of information. It has been a very, very crazy, intense trial. Even yesterday, we had the lead detective on the stand again. She's been there several times, and she traced a map of all and connected literally all the dots on the map of
Wow.
all the places he was been around town. Yeah.
That's crazy. So we're probably going to wrap it up
Yeah.
pretty soon. You're going live today though with the trial, right?
Yes, we are
Okay, very
carrying
good.
on covering day 6. I think day 6 or day 7 today. Absolutely, 9 a.m. Eastern. We are going to go live because
Yeah,
they are on Central
drop your
Time.
channel link one more time just to make sure. So we've covered like some of the darkest shit that I've covered in a while, difficult stories that are still unfolding in the justice system. Definitely. I mean, each one that we just covered was more devastating than the other one, but it's so scary.
Yeah.
They're just
But
chilling, like
I'm
calculated
really into this.
dismemberment. Like, ugh.
Yeah, this trial has been tough because of all the stuff that they've been talking about, because they haven't showed anything on camera, but just talking about all what they did, especially the openings. It was absolutely brutal of him describing what he did. It was something else.
Thank you, Katya. Thank you. So
It's all right. Thank you for that.
let's see, we've had multi-case coverage tonight. So we did Lori Daybell's descent into religious delusion and murder. Obviously, we've seen how justice is too late for all of her kids and the people that she has already killed and some that have survived, but justice is still going to be swift for her. I'm 100% sure on that. We honored the memory of Gavin Peterson. I definitely want to go back through that. Child was failed at every level of protection. I want to stand as a witness to the tragedy around that. I definitely want to stand up on his behalf and talk and give him a voice. Jill, thank you very much for bringing that one up and talking to me about that. Cindy, thank you for helping me with Jonathan Joss. I know hate, history, negligence, all like comes all into one play right there. I just can't believe he was killed just because he was, I mean, I don't know. We've come too far in this world to have hate crimes over homophobia. I'm sorry, but we just have. The loss of the toddler in West Virginia, the hands of somebody who was supposed to protect him. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So, real people, real lives stolen, shattered.
Yeah.
You know, it's just sad. It's just sad. It's heartbreaking. It's necessary. We're talking about it. It means that these stories don't have to disappear, and it puts pressure on the system to do better. Every time we talk about it, we keep the names of the victims alive. Sade Robinson, Tylee Ryan, J.J. Vallow, Gavin Peterson, Jonathan Joss, and a lot more that we need to talk about. And I really appreciate you guys spending your time here with me tonight.
of course, thank you for having me. I mean, it's always a pleasure and lots of fun and good spend with you.
Yeah, Cindy, I don't know if I doxed you out or not on stream. I did put that up for a while, and that was you. If you're okay with sharing that in the future, I would love to have that on screen more than once. And I mean, if you're ever willing to come up and talk about it, I'd love to talk about your advocacy. So. We're all part of this community. We're going to refuse to look away. We're going to share these stories. We're going to speak their names and keep demanding more. So until next time, stay safe. Thank you for hanging with Hio.